Welcome back to Coffee Break Blogging. Today we're going to talk about what kind of information product that you can sell. We're kind of going to do a little bit of a bird's eye overview over the different product types. But before we jump into that, I wanted to give you a quick reminder, especially for those of you who are newer to this show, that this is, of course, a podcast, but it's more than that. It's actually a course that goes in a particular order. And so we're at a particular stage in our overall sequence of starting an online business from scratch. And we happen to be at that point now where we're talking about building the actual business side of things, where we're going to start talking about money and product creation and that type of thing, hence today's topic. But if you'd like to play catch up and look at the past episodes of this show, you can go over to coffeebreakblogging.com, check out the archives, go back in time, and check out everything that we've done. This is episode 115, so obviously it goes back a ways. So again, coffeebreakblogging.com. Okay, let's jump right into today's topic. What kind of info product should you sell? Now, I sat down and looked at the big types of products here, and I came up with 4 huge categories of products, okay? Now, the first one is the physical product. Now, this one goes without saying. I mean, it's e-commerce. Amazon sells this stuff, and it is a huge, huge thing out there. It just is. I mean, okay, obvious. Now, here's the thing. I will say up front, the physical product is not really where I tend to go with this. You probably have figured that out by now. It isn't as if a lot of the blog-based content marketing stuff that I talk about won't apply to selling physical. It most definitely can. It's just not my primary focus. I am not one of these guys who's out and, who knows how to go out and find suppliers and get people to make stuff or, all that kind of stuff. It ain't my bag. But it's a very valid product type. And if you're in a situation where you have a physical product that you can sell, all the best to you. I wish you the best of luck. Okay. Now, the next product type would be a software product. Now, if you're a coder or you know how to manage coders, this can work out really well. And actually, I'm a really big fan of this type of product. And being that I do have personal background in programming and the software side of stuff, and it's something that I actually enjoy, I have definitely not ruled out. It's probably a pretty good possibility that at some point in the future, I'm going to jump into the software business myself. Doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing now, but I definitely have a creative side to me when it comes to the software, and it's a great business model. The whole SaaS model, which is software as a service, is a great product. Because you're providing value to people. I also like the idea that software can solve an immediate problem for somebody, whereas, let's face it, training products tend to mean that you've got to do some work to train, to go through it before you can actually start getting the outcome that you want. So software has that going for it in that you download it or you access it if it's web-based, and you pretty much have a tool to get an immediate solution. And that I like about it. It also happens to be a great business model from a recurring monthly standpoint. All right, but that's, again, not my area of expertise. It's not where I focus with the Blog Marketing Academy, but it's a very valid product type, and I'm a big fan, okay? The next one is the one where I concentrate the most, and that most of my customers at Blog Marketing Academy are in this, and that is training or information products. Now, this is huge business. Lots and lots of money being made selling this type of thing, and I think it's actually going to just grow much more than it even is today. I happen to believe that education as a whole is in a massive bubble right now when it comes to the internet. I think the price of college is grossly inflated, and they're under delivering for those high price points, and something's got to give. And I think what's happening is that we're going to see more and more people going to a digital space for education. And I think you're going to see, school systems moving more to digital. I mean, hell, my local school system we're talking grade age children is now offering a virtual school over the internet. But you also see the likes of YouTube with lots of free education videos. We see some like udemy.com that has a lot of these types of training courses up there. We see lynda.com with lots of training courses. And I think that is where things are at and where things will be going in a stronger way in the future. It's going to be a distributed education platform versus being controlled by big institutions. And with this happening, we all have the opportunity to take part in that by providing that quality training to people who need and want it. Okay. So it's big business. This is where I come into, and a lot of the stuff we're going to be talking about in the rest of this episode has to do with that type of product. Now, the last type of product that I want to mention is, of course, the service. Very, very valid, because there's a lot of services that people need out there, and they can be sold over the internet. Okay. This could be, in-person services, it could be digital services, it could be coaching, whatever it is. It's just a matter of you providing something that they need, but it's primarily based on your time. Okay. And it's very valid. I don't want the people who are big fans of passive income and all that type of thing to steer you away from service and make you think that a service offering is a bad idea because it's not scalable or whatever. Thing is, people need and want those types of things, and it's a very valid product type. Okay. Now, so those are the big four: physical product, software product, a training product, and a service. Okay. Now let's jump right into the information product space, because this is the primary focus of who I speak to at the Blog Marketing Academy. Now, again, it's not to say that what I talk about at Blog Marketing Academy cannot be applied to marketing the other product types. It most certainly can. But when it comes to product creation, this is where I focus. Okay. So the first type of information product that many people immediately think of is the classic ebook, the electronic book. Now, the most common version of this historically has been the PDF file. So we all know about the PDF file. You just download a PDF and it's an ebook and boom, read it, done deal. Now, more recently, you've seen a massive growth in things like the like Kindle publishing and the Apple bookstore and that type of thing. And so there's a lot of ebook distribution going on there as well. Now, the big thing here with ebooks is that they tend to have a perceived price cap built right into them. We all tend to have this idea of what books cost. If you in this days, you go and you buy a standard book at the bookstore, and your average price point is probably going to be in the neighborhood of $30, right? Now, if you go into the college textbook market, you're typically going to be able to get higher than that. But we kind of have those averages in our head, and so for that reason, if you try to ask for a higher price point than that, it's going to be an outlier in that space. Well, when it comes to ebooks, that price cap, that perceived price cap, is even lower. And the idea of Kindle has actually made it go lower than even that. And another thing that's made it go even lower is the fact that so many sites now give away ebooks for free as lead magnets. Okay? And so for that reason, ebooks are not my favorite product type at all. I think to this day and age, I think that they are primarily suited for lead magnets to give away for free to get people onto your list. Or if you're going to charge anything for them, it's primarily going to be a cheap front-end offer type of thing, probably not much deeper than that. Okay. I would never have an ebook as my primary offer. I just don't think today's world suits it best. They're not hard, they're not easy to consume. If you have a reference book and it's in electronic format, it's really hard to navigate that thing. You just kind of want those things in print sometimes, So that's just kind of the idea with ebook. And I know a lot of bloggers that I've seen, they immediately do start thinking about ebooks as products. And again, nothing wrong with that, but I need you to keep it in perspective as to where, how this fits into things. There's also a low level of interaction with ebooks. I mean, the truth of the matter is most people download an ebook and they don't really read it. Okay, they just don't. So because they're not really consuming it and there's no way to talk back or get help, it's just not my favorite product type. I find it to be very limited, and it's going to be hard to make a lot of money with it in most cases. Now, the second major information product type, because this is a big category, is the membership site. Now, I want to preface this with the idea of what I am calling a membership site. Basically, a membership site is any access-controlled website which contains premium content. Okay? When many people hear the word membership site, they automatically think recurring billing. They're being billed monthly, and that's just their knee-jerk reaction about a membership site. And of course, many membership sites do work that way, but realize that a membership site is really any site out there where there's content behind a login. Okay? So even if you're creating a one-time course, just a series of videos that they pay for, and you have access control on that, you're still putting it onto a membership site. It doesn't matter, even if you're only charging them one time for that. And so basically we're taking the idea of knowledge delivery that we would typically have put into a PDF ebook back in the old days, and now we're bringing it back to the internet. We're putting an access control on there behind a login, and we're giving them an enhanced user experience inside that membership site. Okay, so it can be a one-time course, or it can be an ongoing recurring program. Both of them qualify. In fact, you can actually do both of them on the same darn site. Okay, that's what I love about this, is that when you understand what a membership site is, you realize how insanely flexible this is, that you can sell all kinds of different products and do it all via the same membership site. Okay? You could have one membership site which houses multiple products, multiple things that people could buy that are part of different sales funnels, obviously under the same business, but different sales funnels, all this stuff going on. But at the end of the day, it's all controlled by one member profile, and they just get access to those things that they've bought. That's how the Blog Marketing Academy works. When you buy anything from the Blog Marketing Academy, you're given a member profile, and that's how you access the information on the membership site, which is what the Blog Marketing Academy is. Now, whether you have a full Blog Monetization Lab membership or you just bought one single action plan, you still have a member account there, and you log in to access it. So this is most definitely my preferred method of delivery. I'm a huge fan of this as a medium of delivery because I think it fits in beautifully with those of us who are running blogs. Well, we can provide a much higher level of user experience there. We can provide much higher quality content than we would ever be able to do with an ebook because we can do videos, we can do, we can even do live streaming for our customers if we wanted to couple it with some live streaming service like Google Hangouts or something like that. You can have a forum in there so you can have interaction. There's a number of things, pretty much anything that you can build on the web you can build into a membership site. And so it's much, much better than just a PDF file. You have that level of interaction with your customer base because you can have things built into the site that get them to talk back. You could have them go through a piece of your training content and then run them through a survey in order to get testimonials from them at the end of it. This is all stuff you have a really hard time doing with a PDF ebook because you can't even track whether they actually read it or not. Okay? And because of all this, you have natural follow-up marketing opportunities that are built right into the product itself. When they log into that membership site to consume some product that they bought from you, you have natural capability there to follow up with them on other things that they might like. I mean, they're already in there consuming one product. Maybe you've got another one that's related to that they might also find useful, and you can provide that to them. So that's the membership site. Definitely this day and age, this is where I think most of us who are in the training or information product business should be going. But there is one last product type that I want to mention here as a general heading for the information or training product space, and that is the live workshop. Now, the live workshop is a good one because of two things. One is you can sell it before you even do it. So if you back up to the last episode of this podcast where we talked about validating a product idea, this is great because you can sell a live workshop before you've done it. I mean, that's just the nature of it. It's live, okay? And if nobody buys it, you just don't deliver it. I Move on to the next concept, okay? And so that's a really great thing about it. The other thing is that you've got that really good interaction with them as you do it, which is great. You can record that entire thing as you're delivering it live and turn that into an information product down the road, put it into a membership site, what have you. The other thing I like about live workshops is that they have an inherent sense of urgency in the sale of that live workshop because it starts at a particular time. It's going to be live. And so when you say you have to join by a certain time, you mean it. Okay, because that's when things start, and that of course can increase conversion rate into the offer. Okay, I've had luck in the past. I haven't done a live workshop in a while. I probably should do another one now that I think about it. But when I have done them, they were nice little revenue generators for me because of the nature of how they work. Okay. So typically these live workshops you'll deliver via webinar, but these are going to be webinars that are private only for people who have actually paid, and you deliver them in real time. I've seen some people deliver them over teleseminar, where it's primarily over the phone, but this day and age, I really think webinar would be the better way to go, okay? So those are the big ones there. Now, I want to remind you here at the end, being that we're talking about different product types, is that it's not really about the type of product that you make, okay? It really comes down to delivering the solution that people are pining for, what they're asking for. You deliver that solution. And the type of product that you create to get that solution to them is a secondary priority. Sometimes you'll find that you might mix them up a little bit. Maybe a complete offer for them would be a training product combined with a service offering. And so you're going to combine a few things together to create a really fully featured offer that they're really going to dig. But it's about delivering what they need and want and delivering that solution. And I don't want you to just think, well, okay, I need to make a membership site. I need to have 5 videos. Don't think about the features of it. Don't think about what it's going to look like. Just think about how are you delivering the most value that solves somebody else's problem. Okay? Hopefully that helped you brainstorm a little bit here about the type of info product that you can sell to your audience. And with that being said, I'd like to again remind you about the Big Blog Monetization webinar. If you've not attended this webinar with me before, I'd like to invite you in there. We've got dates and times that are going to be convenient for all schedules, and we're going to be walking you through, literally taking out my digital whiteboard on screen, and I will be drawing out and walking you through the entire business model that the entire blog monetization lab is built on, actually. The entire thing that we're doing here, the model that is the most effective for making money. And it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about on this episode of Coffee Break Blogging. So to attend that webinar with me, go over to blogmonetizationwebinar.com, pick a date and time that works best for you, and I'll see you on that webinar. Thanks so much for listening, and I will see you next time here on Coffee Break Blogging. Thanks for listening to this episode of Coffee Break Blogging. If you like what you heard here today, we have something awesome we'd love to send you. It's called the Blog Conversion Guide, and it has 9 tweaks you can make to your blog in order to increase your conversion rate to get more opt-ins and sales. As one of our listeners, we'd love to give you access to this guide absolutely free. You can get your copy right now by going to coffeebreakblogging.com. Again, go to coffeebreakblogging.com to get your copy, and we'll see you next time.